At 27 years old, Jimmy Donaldson manages a brand with 470 million subscribers and a payroll of over 500 employees. This is a massive operation that functions as a major private employer, overseeing hundreds of individual staff contracts. That operation is now facing a significant legal challenge. Lorraine Mavromatis, a former executive who worked at Beast Industries between 2022 and 2025, has filed a lawsuit against the company. The allegations in the complaint are serious. Mavromatis claims that the workplace suffered from gender bias, that the sexual harassment of female employees was condoned, and that complaints were not taken seriously by management. Beast Industries responded immediately. A representative for the company described the lawsuit as a clout-chasing complaint built on deliberate misrepresentations and false statements. Mavromatis is seeking lost wages, lost benefits, and reinstatement to her previous position, alongside damages for the emotional and psychological distress she claims to have suffered. This dispute moves the conflict into a courtroom, forcing a direct evaluation of detailed workplace allegations against an absolute corporate denial, with major legal consequences. According to the complaint, Mavromatis experienced an initial upward trajectory within the company. She joined as the head of Instagram and was later promoted to an executive role. But the filing alleges the environment was hostile. When she began complaining to supervisors about the treatment of women at the business, she claims she was told her concerns were unsubstantiated. The court documents detail one specific flashpoint. Mavromatis says she asked the former CEO, James Warren, why Donaldson would no longer work with her on certain projects. The lawsuit claims Warren gave an explicit answer. He allegedly told Mavromatis she was a beautiful woman and that her appearance had a certain sexual effect on Jimmy. Following these complaints, Mavromatis alleges she faced immediate retaliation. She claims she was demoted to an obscure division that staff referred to as the place where careers go to die. Beast Industries categorically rejects this timeline. They have stated publicly that these specific allegations are deliberate misrepresentations of the events. The lawsuit presents a highly specific picture of a retaliatory culture. The outcome will rely on whether her detailed timeline holds up against the company's absolute rejection of those events. The conflict concludes with her termination. According to the complaint, Mavromatis was fired less than 3 weeks after she returned from pregnancy-related leave. She claims the justification given by the company was she was too high caliber for her role, a reason she believes masks the true retaliatory nature of the firing. Beast Industries provides a completely different account. They assert that her termination had no link to her performance, her caliber, or the complaints she had previously filed. The company's defense centers on a massive, company-wide reorganization of the entire team. They claim roles held by both men and women were eliminated simultaneously. From their perspective, this was a broad structural shift rather than a targeted firing. The company is standing by this defense. They told the press they have the receipts, including internal messages, various internal documents, and witness testimony, that they say unequivocally refute her claims. The truth of the termination now relies on documentary evidence. It hinges on whether internal receipts of a broad reorganization can overwrite the suspicious timing of a firing following a return from leave. This lawsuit is not an isolated legal headache. It is part of a series of recent controversies that have placed Beast Industries under intense scrutiny. Donaldson was previously named in court documents alleging that contestants in his reality show, Beast Games, were shamelessly exploited, claims he denied as being blown out of proportion. In 2024, the company hired investigators to look into grooming allegations against a former co-host. Lawyers eventually found those specific allegations were without basis. As these channels grow, the informal cultures of a startup often collide with the legal realities of managing a massive workforce. A business with over 500 employees is no longer a small content team. It is a major employer required to adhere to the same compliance and human resources standards as any other global corporation. Whether Beast Industries produces the evidence to prove this is an opportunistic claim or a court uncovers systemic issues, the takeaway is clear. The world's biggest YouTubers are now permanently subject to the same legal scrutiny as the world's biggest companies.